Hello and welcome back. So let's move on to set up one more control here to control the corner of the mouse, because you want to do things like smile, right? So you kind of want it to be able to bend the corner. Although our already existing secondary controls should be able to achieve that if you just grab the corner and just drag them up, right? And these guys maybe, but that's a lot of work to do that, right? So we should be able to set up some controls to drive some blend shape over there to help. All right, so let me go ahead and create a controller. So let me go create a cube here and move it. Just hit F so that I can go to the origin and delete that cube, and then go for create the curve tool, CV curve tool. Make sure that you're using the one linear here. And then go from the origin, let's go to the unit that is 1 unit away from the center on both X and Z direction. Holding down X and click to drop down our first point. Now 2 unit either this way or this way, you create another point. And then 2 unit to go further away from the center, right? And then 45 degree, you go back to the center, okay? And you do the same thing on the other side, right? To mirror back and keep on going to this direction. Until you got all the things created. It's like 4 arrows combined, right? And you hit enter to finish it. I'm gonna call this guy AC left lip corner. Okay, and then Control G to group it, and then rename this guy to GRP. All right. And then I'm gonna move it to where the corner of the lip is. Right, that's where I'm gonna have this controller. Okay. So how you rotation it doesn't matter, but you just only rotate this group. Okay. I'll go to object mode. So one thing you kind of want to do is you want to see like how far does it go when you want to go for 1 unit, because that's kind of like really convenient if you can just use 1 unit to. Okay, so that's 1 unit here. If I make it bigger and drag it up, you can see that takes longer to go to 1 unit, right? I think that's probably better, maybe a little bit bigger here, right? So that when you go to like translation Z, right, when it becomes 1, that's how far it goes, right? I think that's how far I would go for the corner, and that's how far it goes. So maybe just a little bit more bigger over here. Right, grab the controller and zero out the translation. And it appears to be too big, but we could just go to the component and grab all the vertices and just shrink it down. Okay, we can also grab the group and just rotate it and put it in here. All right, and then what you do is you can grab your controller and then the skin. We dock the UI and we just do a make follow skin. That way our controller will have like a follicle and a bunch of groups added to it, and our controller will not be able to move by itself anymore. It's going to follow the skin movement, right? Anyway, so one more thing you want to do is when you rotate the head controller, although it kind of like follows, but it's not quite following. Oh, actually we have another problem. These guys are not following. That's not hard to do. Just grab the controller here and then the AC nodes, do a parent constraint, should make it work. Right. We can see the controller does not tilt. Right? That's a problem we have to deal with. So to make the controller tilt with it, we can grab the controller and then actually grab the head controller and then the top node of the AC, and we do constraint and parent. That should make it follow, right? Anyway, so let's talk about how we can use this controller to drive stuff. It's actually not very complicated. Just keyframe it, go to frame 10. Let me actually get rid of the animation we have here. I don't need that anymore. Okay, so we just go here and keyframe here. I can go frame 10, we go 1 unit. Actually, that -1 is up, right? Key it. And 20, go -1. Is that -1? That's -1, right? So -1 is up, that's right. And go frame 20, let's go +1 and key it. Frame 30, let's go back to 0. Okay, key it. And then frame 40, we go X direction, actually 1 unit, key it, that's gonna be outwards, right? Frame 50, back here to -1 and key it. All right, so it's going, it's just have this compensate group to move it back. Anyway, so the reason we're doing 0 to 1 is because then we can very easily do easy connection, advanced connection here to make our connection instead of side driving key. It's a little bit faster. All right. Anyway, so now what what I'm gonna do here is grab my ribbons. Actually, don't need to grab them. Just need to go give them new target in the blend shape list. Okay. So this is gonna be the corner up. Corner up, right? And then for corner up, I'm gonna go to the component mode and grab the corner, turn off the symmetry, right? And we just drag them up. Now make sure that your movement is linear enough so that it's easier to blend together. Okay, I just drag it up and rotate it this way. Should be fun. Don't move it left and right because that's done by the left and right blend shape. So it's just up and down. All right, cool. And then we do new target, and this is going to be the corner down. Same name here. All right. And for the corner down, we just need to, let me turn off the corner up to drag it down. Right, just drag it down a little bit and we rotate it. Right. We go in a little bit there. Okay. You can see there's something wrong with the corner. I think that's the weighting issue, so we can deal with that later on, or just now, maybe, right? Because that's when we see the problem. So pen skin weighting. Okay. And show the joints. Grab the corner joint. So lip, ribbon, upper and lower, the geometry. Okay. Isolate those things and we deal with those problems. So this guy could have a bit more control. I don't need that anymore for now. Okay, so I'm going to give it more control. Smooth that. This guy can have also a little bit more control of there, just to make sure that when they're blending to each other, it's not gonna be that harsh. Right, so smooth that. Okay, yeah, that's better. So turn off the visibility of the joints. Right, so that's one more. Turn that off. So we have up and down. That's up, right? So just to make them work together. Oh, actually, I think there's some weighting issue here I need to fix, right? I think they may need to have a bit more control over that area. So let me show the joints and then grab that. I'll actually grab all these and then the skin. That may not be a weighting issue because these guys are controlled by the left line, so they're not moving with us. It's reasonable. So let's see. Actually, up here. Let's see. So they could have a bit more control over these guys. Let's pen that over. Take a look. That feels a bit better. Right, but again, that's not everything we need to do. We also need to move this guy, so we'll have that also move when we have the blend shape for the left line, right? We need to do that. So this is probably good enough already for just those two guys, those two ribbons. All right, so let's set up some control. Should be very easy. Just use the easy advanced connection here, right? And this guy will be the connector, right? So we use translation Z here. Okay, so the negative is up, right? So we just grab all the ups and connect them. Corner up goes here, negative, and apply connection. And then back here to this guy, use up, same direction, apply connection, right? And then next thing is going to be the down. So go to the down and use positive, connect. And then this guy also use the down and then put it there and do a connection. And now you can just grab your controller and just drag it up and down. You can see it's doing the job. Although it can go further, right? Now that's not what I want to happen either. So here I'm going to tell this guy to not to be able to move that far. On the X and Z. For the Y, just not able to move. Okay, so 0, 0, 0 for the Y. Right? So that way I can just move it up and down like this. All right, cool. So that's going to be the up and down. For left and right, it should be the very similar thing. Okay, so if you know what to do already, just do that. I'm just going to do it real quick here, add a new target, right? And this is going to be the corner out. And then corner out. Okay. And let me go back to frame 40, as this is going to be positive 1, right? That's out. And then we just go click those two blend shapes we just added. And again, just corner going out, right? It shouldn't be really difficult to do. Grab those two things, go to component mode and grab that, make a soft selection. Right, I'm just gonna drag it over here, right? Okay. Generally speaking, you can make them also flatten a little bit. And then we got the corner out, right? So corner in is going to be the same deal, new target. And then corner in. Corner in, and then we go to frame 50. Actually, we don't have to, but yeah, just drag this guy inwards. Let's see, yeah, should be enough. And make it a little bit. Oh, actually, we cannot because we cannot actually control the scale, which we could drive the joints underneath if we really want to be super realistic. But yeah, that shouldn't be very important. Okay, so we have the in and out, up and down. So just one more thing to do to make everything work here on the lip blend shapes, which is just this guy as the driver now. Use translation X this time. Negative is in, so I'm gonna go grab this guy. Right, we pick the in and put it in here and use negative, apply connection. Okay. It's the same thing here. Apply connection. and then go to frame 40, right? And that's going to be out, and that's going to be positive. Okay. All right, now we have our controller to move in and out, up and down, to control, the position of the corner of the lip. All right, cool. So let's move on to the next video, and we can talk about eventually how this guy will also affect that, right? That's going to be another bunch of blend shapes that we have to create. All right, see you next time.